What's the story? How's it going? What's the crack? It's here. A new season, a new era, a new car, which let's continue to admire it in the beauty of beautiness. Just look at the shot. Wait till you see it in the night with Bahrain. Bahrain opening season. Of course, new change to the season. 16 tracks, 16 races, and only 50% races. Just to have it quick and easier to edit for myself. Yeah, new teammate in George Russell. Some weird transfer changes. Jack Aiken's gone to Aston Martin. Sebastian Vettel has gone home to Red Bull, and Max Verstappen in a bloody Williams. It's going to take me the entire season to process this. Yep, new season, new hopes, new ambitions, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be fighting. Could we be fighting for the championship? Could we be consistent getting wins? Could we be consistent getting podiums? Could we be a solid midfield team consistent getting points? Could we be a bit of a backmarker? Or maybe, just maybe, we'll be worse than bloody Haas. Nah, I'm joking. That's not possible. But yeah, as we continue to admire the new beautiful car for the last few seconds, let's get ready to start the season. Let's go straight into qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix. But here we are. It's going to be our first official lap of the season. The first flying qualifying lap. We've of course done practice. Won't be a lap, but yeah, here we go. Bahrain, a very popular track for me. It's got everything. A couple of decent turns I got here. And nice. If you get good on the apex of turn 2, it helps you so much to turn 3. Hit the DRS. Going up to turn 4. Turn 4, we know what happened there. We stay on the racing line, unlike Lewis Hamilton. Now the bit of the technical section down here, need to be careful with the brake, going a bit on the curb. I need to itch my nose IRL. On the curb again, through 6. Very awkward turn for 7. Actually, I think I got the turns wrong. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, let's just go up here. The hardest turn off the track, turn number 10. You have to be so precise with your turning and your brake. Too much speed and you're just going off the track complete. Too little speed and you're basically a granny. Now, probably my favorite section of the track, 11 to 12. Again, riding the curves a bit. Don't want to be doing that, especially for turn 12. If we do that, we will be in Imola already, and that's not for the next race. Last couple of sections. This should be where we are on top. Pure straights. R&D, we're by far the best car when it comes to straight. Miles ahead of Mercedes, especially with the Mercedes engine in the back of us. We should be breezing through these straights. It's the corners though, but we cross the line and we are through Q1. P14, George Russell just missing out. Max Verstappen pipping him in the Williams. Still haven't comprehended that Max Verstappen in a bloody Williams, but you do what you do, Max. But unfortunately, Q2, it's the exact same result. P14, sadly. But with Bahrain, as you see, everyone at the top, no one's qualified on the mediums, so we're still in this. Of course, therefore, let's do 2 stoppers.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening events of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We go racing today around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Leclerc, Lando Norris, and Perez, Ricciardo, Gasly, Vettel, and Yuki Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Aitken, Esteban Ocon, the owner driver, Stroll, Verstappen, George Russell, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Joe, Mick Schumacher, and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Right, here's me to just give some little rambles. So, we're going to be bold. We're starting on the softs. Most people starting on the mediums, and we're going to try to do a one-stop. The game won't let us do it, but we're going to damn do it. I don't give a damn. We're going to go from softs to possibly mediums if we can stretch out the softs, but likely it's going to be the hardest because degradation on the track is ridiculous. But it's here, finally. We've been waiting a while for this. It's been a long ass gap, but it's lights out. Away we go. Lewis Hamilton immediately covers Bottas. He does not want Bottas to get around him. But Charles Leclerc is coming down the side of Valtteri Bottas. Charles Leclerc is going to move into second. You see, yes, Charles Leclerc has got Valtteri Bottas off the goal. This is not what Toto Wolff would be wanting. It's probably what Lewis Hamilton would be wanting, thinking Bottas is by far his best competitor. Mercedes way ahead of everyone in the R&D. But Lando Norris now coming against Valtteri Bottas. This is a horrible start for Bottas. He could be out of the podium already. He's going to be flying Lando Norris through 5, 6, 7. Hamilton has a bit of a lead. Leclerc and Bottas maintains third place. We've moved up to 8th. We've gone from 14th to 8th, showing how well the soft tires are. Only us and Fernando Alonso are on fresh softs, and it's paying dividends for us. And we get ahead of Pierre Gasly now. We're up to 7th. We've moved up 7 spots off the start. But Lewis Hamilton leads from Leclerc, Bottas, Norris, Perez, Sainz, ourselves, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ricciardo. That's the top 10 as it stands. And Lewis Hamilton is already building up a gap. Lewis Hamilton looking to just run with this race. He covered Bottas off to allow Leclerc ahead of him, and now he's just running. And we now are going to try and stay within the DRS of Sainz, but wait for DRS to come up to stay with Sainz so we can form a DRS train. We have both AlphaTauris behind us. We probably don't have the speed to match the cars in front of us, but they might be going slower with the cars. Like, you see how close like Norris, Perez, Sainz is. They might be forced to go slower just to avoid going in the back of each other. So we might be able to maintain as we go into lap 3. We've already been out, unfortunately. So we're going to get spanked by Gasly. And there's a yellow flag off the end. And this is why Mick Schumacher spin. But yeah, we go up to lap 7. Valtteri Bottas is taking a while for going for the move. But he's probably going for the move Charles Leclerc. They're going to go side by side into turn 1. Who's going to have the better traction off turn 2? This decides who gets the move. Valtteri Bottas forces his way through. And meanwhile, while that's happening, our drivers are going into the pits. And Gasly's going to come against us. We're going to have to squeeze them out as well as we can. We've got Tsunoda behind us. We need to be careful. We're going to go wheel with wheel with Gasly through turn 1 into turn 2. I think we have DRS off Gasly. We do. Gasly is now vulnerable to Tsunoda. As you see Tsunoda coming off Gasly. Francis is probably not going to be liking this. The two AlphaTauris going wheel to wheel together, but we're loving it. We're going to be able to run away as long as they keep going to wheel, and that's exactly what's happening. They're going wheel to wheel for 5, 6, 7. They're both just edging ahead of each other. There's nothing to separate these. Tsunoda really coming up as a driver this year, showing he can be equal to Gasly, even though Gasly by far the better driver. But Tsunoda at the moment has the edge. But Gasly's going to have the inside into turn 10. This is so tight. These could both go wide easily, and I think Tsunoda's going to be wide, and I think he might have hit Vettel. Tsunoda might have had contact with Vettel. Vettel and Alonso now coming on Tsunoda's getting left behind. Vettel and Alonso going wheel to wheel. The good old days. 2012 vibes. Tsunoda just sitting back and watching the veterans do their thing, going wheel to wheel through 12, through 13. Nothing can separate the veterans, the former world champions. 6 world champions just between the 3 of them. And yeah, even if you're in Tsunoda, it'll be still 6 World Championships. But Vettel going to take the inside line, bit of a dive bomb, and Vettel keeps the position as we now move to the next lap, and we move to second.
The pit window, you'll be on the hards.
Jeff telling us to extend the pit window, but our tires are not horrible at the moment. I think we could extend these. Realistically, we're going to have to try and make lap 14 if we want to go mediums. Do 15 laps on the mediums. That would be pushing it though. But we go off to the next lap, and Hamilton is pitting. We are now, at the moment, leading the race. We're not net leading at the moment, but with us only doing a 1 stop and everyone behind us doing a 2, we have a chance. But Hamilton moving on to the sauce. He is going to be laser quick on those fresh stops. That means he has to go mediums to the end. That might hinder him, but we've seen already how Hamilton is going to be making moves. We're seeing Hamilton versus Verstappen. This usually is a thing, but it's easy for Hamilton. He goes for a bit of a dive, does a bit of a tap to Verstappen. I'm not sure if Verstappen's going to be happy, but we're going to need George Russell to defend like a lion right now. But what happened last time someone told their teammate to defend like a lion? This. Easy move. We try, but we look at our tires. We're gaining the icon. Our tires are already going. We're losing grip everywhere we go. Every turn just takes more out of the tires. We just have no grip. Our rears are gone. And I think we're going to be forced to possibly pit now. Just like we're barely able to do that turn. Turn 12 usually do flat, and it was very difficult. And we've gone chicken. We're going in. We're not risking it. You see Ocon gaining about half a second on us just for those couple turns. We have nothing left on those tires. So just look how we're doing the last turn. Like we're crawling. Our rears are screaming at us, and we just can't put up with it. It's like a screaming baby on a plane. Just you want to throw yourself off it. We're throwing ourselves off it. I don't know. We're going to go onto hards to the end. Hards, potentially horrid. Hards, you just never know with hards. Hards either do you wonders or do you horror. A 2.2 second stop from the team. Good job, lads. Good job. You've done your work for the day, hopefully. Hopefully we don't have to come into you again. We're coming back into the race. We're going to be behind Ricciardo. We're still ahead of the AlphaTauris though, and we put a bit of a gap on them. I'm actually surprised we have a gap on them. I thought we'd be behind the AlphaTauris, but it's clearly worked out. We're behind Ricciardo and Joe. Joe yet to pit. A lot of drivers ahead of us yet to pit, and see. We'll see where we realistically are once the second rounds of pits go. But we go on the next lap. Joe and Ricciardo battling. We have to be very careful not to go into the back of Joe. But we're going to potentially use DRS here. They're still going to be battling. They're going to be slow. No, Ricciardo gets Joe, and we get a bit twitchy off there. We're going to have DRS, and we're going to have significant speed off the Williams. We can actually slip into the Williams. I'm just going to go try to go wide, get the 2 of them. But you see the Hearts have no grip compared to the mediums. We're only able to get Joe. Possibly if we were on mediums, we'd have got Ricciardo. But now we're just going to use Ricciardo as kind of a tow. We're just basically going to latch a rope onto Ricciardo and use it as a tow. He's going to be held up on slower drivers like Giovinazzi ahead of us. And hopefully we just stay within his DRS. We won't be able to make a move on him, I say. But we'll be able to use him to kind of pick up a bit speed as we go. As you see here, just get some DRS. You know, conserve the ERS. But going ahead. And it's Yuki Tsunoda going ahead of us, just like his teammate did earlier in the lap. And again, we're just going to outbrake him into turn 1. We're going to take the line into turn 2. And it's going to be the exact same. We're going to have DRS. Tsunoda will, and his teammate is going to come right at him again. A bit of deja vu going on right here. Yep, again, wheel to wheel. But this time, they're going wheel to wheel. But this time, Gasly is able to get much better tracks. So there's no wheel to wheel for ages. But we go ahead 1 lap extra, and Pierre Gasly coming on us. It's just 3 times in a row this has happened. It's going to be the 3rd time in a row. It'll be 3rd time the charm for AlphaTauri. We're able to maintain our position, and once again Yuki Tsunoda is just going to come on against Pierre Gasly. We're going to be loving this. Franz Charles is going, I say Franz probably content with this. Like I actually said, they're good drivers. They're very good drivers. Yeah, this time they're going wheels to wheels. No easy move. Gasly's able to complete the move off turn 4. Tsunoda is not. Showing the little bit of extra experience with Gasly. He's able to complete the move, but Tsunoda is not. And once again, wheel to wheel action. Don't know why we looked at Fernando for a second. But Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda once again, wheel to wheel turn 10, and we get the worst camera angle of the century, may I add. And there's still wheel to wheel. None of them went wide this time. But It's looking more like, yeah, Pierre has got him. And we're going ahead to lap number 19. And we are going to be leading the race. Again, we are now defending for the win. We have Snow behind us. He has to pit again. Hamilton 3.2 behind. I'm scared. 3.2. That is going to be eaten by Lewis Hamilton. Like, see, just that turn alone. 5/10. We're a bit squarely off it, and we have to defend from Sonoda. This is some sketchy stuff, lads. 2.4. It's just going down turn by turn. Hamilton in a couple laps, gotta be honest, and we're gonna have to somehow defend him 10 laps. But immediately, we're gonna be tactical. We're gonna give Sonoda the lead temporarily. We know he's gonna be probably paying the end of this lap, but he has to pay eventually. So he's gonna use his DRS to give us a little boost to hopefully buy us time. And because this how we see we're just going wide everywhere. Our tires are already going. The hards have not paid off. The hards just have no grip, and as soon as they get a bit of degradation, they are useless. As Hamilton might actually go for the move right. He's going to our right. He's going to take the inside line into turn 15. We're going to have to actually put the fence in. We go tight. We have a little tap of his front wing, but we're still ahead. Sonoda pits. We are back in the lead. This is the battle for the win at the moment. Lewis Hamilton has DRS also, but we have it also. It's going to be pure defending. I don't think Hamilton's going to actually move. Behind, Bottas and Ocon are battling for the last podium spot. Bottas could easily come back at us. I don't think they'll come back at us for this bout, but we're going to have to do some sterling defense. We're going to have to be Fernando Alonso in bloody Hungary. If we have any hope of winning this race, we're going to try and take the inside line. We're going down the middle. Hamilton, think about it, but he's conservative at the moment. How are we going to do this for 10 more laps? I have no idea. You see, we're squarely everywhere. There's no grip on these tires. The hards are horrible. Couple laps on the hards and they're just gone. And we're coming up to turn 10. We might just lose it in turn 10. As Hamilton, nope, he's backs out, but he went for it for a second. Now we get a very poor exit. Hamilton's already going for the move. We try squeezing him, but Hamilton is going to take the lead. We're going to try and fight him back through 11, and we're going off to 12. Wheel to wheel through 12. This is just incredible race. This is for the win. We know how bad we want it. We're going to take the inside line. Wheel to wheel shoves Hamilton off the track. Stewards are going to be a bit mad over that. Oh, Jesus. I'm not going to be Toto's fan. Toto's going to be saying some stuff about me after this. But we've maintained the lead for now. But once again, DRS for Lewis Hamilton only on the main straight. There's no chance we're going to be... Actually, is Hamilton pitting? Has Hamilton damage?
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
There is damage.
Tire wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
There is. We barely tapped off turn 13. I'm just going to look. There is a tad of damage. I don't know how that happened, because we barely tipped off turn 13. It was good, hard racing though. Like, if you're gonna criticize that, like, Jesus Christ, you must be total wolf or Christian Horner as soon as someone tickles a feather off Lewis or Max. Good hard racing, appreciate it, but now it's Bottas gaining on us. He's on the hards. He's clearly making them work. The hards, just every lap they're going. Every lap he's getting nearer, and he's going to be in DRS very, very soon. Look how hard it is for us to do turn 10. Bottas has grip somehow. They're fresher tires, but I'm not sure if we're not working the hards right. But Bottas is going to have DRS now from now to the end. Like, we get rid of one mistake. We had to put over now. Just look how wide we're going. We're not hitting the apex. This is all. Bottas is going to be up our hole. We may be vulnerable to Ocon, potentially Norris. Norris on the medium, so that could be a threat. Norris could easily be just the fast man on track. I haven't really looked at the times. But we're coming into lap 24. 5 laps. Am I right saying 5 laps? 6 laps to go. Valtteri Bottas with DRS. We're vulnerable. We're on all the hards. Valtteri Bottas is not looking like he's going for the move. Bottas again being complacent. He was like this with Leclerc early in the race. Took him a while to get past Leclerc. Could we have a chance to just hold him back long enough that Ocon and Norris are alongside with us? Like, yeah. Bottas is not going for the move. I think he's just trying to force an error. He knows we're very squarely off the corners. He's trying to force an error out of us, potentially. Just have a risk-free move. Bottas does not want to ruin it. He knows what happened with Hamilton. We had wheel-to-wheel racing, just no space for either of us, and we tapped. Bit of damage. Hamilton couldn't take damage. We're able to take the damage. But Bottas is going to go into turn 10 actually. He's not basing. Bottas is going to turn 10. But he's off! Bottas is off! And I think, is he out? He stopped. Has Bottas done something? We're going to look at his onboard. We made a tiny error. Offset, Bottas usually he lost the rear going into 9. He was losing it at 9. And there's a safety car. Bottas not out of the race somehow. I don't know why they call it safety car. He stalled. But I don't know what happened with Bottas. He was still for a long time. But yeah, safety car is in this lap with the fence. Norris definitely the biggest threat here. DRS. Shut up, Jeff.
Make sure to respect the delta until the safety car is in the pit lane.
Grand cheers, Jeff. We're going to be very, very good. Our tires are dying, though. Norris, I think, is the biggest threat at the moment, not Ocon. Norris on those mediums is going to be on us like a hound. Our tires are a bit cold, however. We've not done good warming up. We just know how worn our tires are, and we're trying to be very careful. Get the jump of Ocon. We've gone for it. We've gone for it, and I think we've got to jump Ocon. Ocon's not really getting on us. Now it's all about how can we force the DRS trend. There's going to be DRS for one lap. We take a turn 1. No one's looking for a move yet. We go very wide out of turn 1 into turn 2. Actually, I think we lost the rear in turn 3. Norris is going for it. It could be free wide though. We're able to block off Ocon. Norris is going for the lead. Lando and myself, wheel to wheel. Norris takes the lead. And we've lost it. We've hit Ocon. We've hit Ocon. We're going on for the onboard of Norris, seeing how he took the lead. See, we lost the rear somehow. I don't know what happened. The rear just jumped from us. And Norris does not need a second invitation for that. Norris sees it. He knows he has the better grip to us. And with ease, bit squarely though, takes the lead. Now Ocon. How Ocon doesn't take the lead right now. We dipped our wheel into the grass. And he slammed the brake. He thought we were going to come back at him. He thought we lost control completely. We were able to catch Ocon though. See, Norris still going wheel to wheel. Ocon tips. Oh, he lost it himself. And I think that's our fault. But Lando Norris takes the opportunity. Holy. Very controversial us getting second though. You hear those fireworks, Lando? They're actually for you this time. Lando Norris wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. We come home for a second. Jack Aitken, first podium in his first race for Aston Martin. What were the odds on that podium, lads? What were the odds on that podium? Norris, myself, Aitken. What was the odds, lads? What was the odds?
A fantastic team effort then to secure victory here in the desert. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race from the McLaren team, and I'm really happy to see them there on the top step of the podium.
Who would have predicted that podium? We tipped Hamilton, we put him into the pits. Good hard racing. I don't think any fault in that. That's race citizen. Bottas made an error to put him out. And then Lando Norris capitalized on our error to take the win. I feel bad for Ocon there. Ocon definitely the biggest loser. He had no fault in that incident. We just lost it.